we're about to take a look at all of the StackTech stuff you could ever want to see, you guys. I've got 6 full-size boxes, including the one you see right here, which are the drawers, which are one of my favorites. I've got 3 half-size boxes. I've got 2 organizers, and I also have 7 accessories. And you guys, the accessories are absolutely absurd. They're insane. It's one of my favorite portions about this platform. I do want to let you guys know that today's video is brought to you from our friends FlexiSpot. You guys, they make some of the most fantastic desks that you could ever want. This is the FlexiSpot E6 in bamboo, you guys, and this is a standing desk. Being able to stand while I work and have my height at the right height is actually one of my favorite things ever now. I'm spoiled, and there's no way I can ever go back to a regular desk. Now, aside from that, beautiful finish here with the bamboo. They come in all kinds of different colors, all kinds of different sizes and shapes. One thing I will tell you is that this is a fantastic desk. The controls make it so easy, you guys. It's quick, it's fast, and because of FlexiSpot, we get to bring you today's video. So let's go ahead and hop into it. We're gonna start with my favorite of the boxes, and we're gonna cover a couple things that I actually just like about this system, not just about this box, because I think that is an important thing. Now, I really, really like the Connect. I like that you don't have to slide it in. I didn't realize how much I hated that until I found a system that doesn't do that, but I love that. Now, to get it to unlatch, you just pull this over and you can just lift it up, okay, with whatever box. But it's so nice that it just, you just put it on top and it just snaps. It's fantastic. I love that about the system. Another thing that they did very well was they put all of these rails on the side. So there's one rail on each side on every box. So that will be on the side of all the half boxes, all of the made boxes, and it's even on the organizer, only the large organizer, it's not on the small one. I'll show you guys that when we get to it. But they have these metal rails on the outside so you can connect different accessories, which we'll get to at the end, so stick around for that. Because some of those accessories are just absolutely absurd. I love it. ToughBuilt, fantastic job. Now, another thing that I like with this is a lot of them are IP65 rated, and it actually says it on the front. I love the labeling on this, which makes it incredibly easy. Like, I can tell you guys the part number for this. It's a D73. It's on the side here. It's really easy. That makes everything easy. But also, this one's not actually IP65 rated because it's the drawers. But typically, it'll say down here somewhere towards the bottom what it is, if it's rated for weather resistant, water resistance or not. So I like that portion about this system as well. And overall, they came out swinging, absolutely swinging, for being one of the newer systems in the game. Obviously, it's been out for a while now, but they have so many options, and I actually feel like they've been listening to the people in the trades, because these things are awesome. These are things that we want. They're things we're looking for in modular tool systems. And they're things that, like, I had Milwaukee pack out. I've had it for forever. And I mean, I waited for so long to get some of these things from Milwaukee. And now ToughBuilt's here, and I like their system a lot. Super, super awesome setup here. 3 drawers, which is fantastic. The drawers are 15 by 13 by 3.7, okay? So they actually have some really good size to them. You can fit quite a bit in these drawers. There is not a locking mechanism, okay? So if we pull on this handle here, the drawer comes out and it just slides really well. Slides super easy. We can, pull it out here. You guys can see these bottom drawers. Now with this bottom drawer, you can see these little things. They're all in here. The long ones that go from front to back come out as a group. The ones that go side to side come out, and you can obviously store whatever you want in there, however you want. All 3 sections have it. This section is a little bit different on the bottom, but the 2 on the top are the same completely all the way around. So you guys, pretty easy organization set up there. You can set it up literally however you want, which makes things incredibly easy. This box here does have a 100-pound weight rating, which is great for drawers. Obviously, Tools get pretty heavy pretty quickly, but we don't have to worry about running out of storage, running out of room, running out of capacity with this thing here. And the thing that's cool about drawers, for those of you who don't know, is the issue with stacking bags and boxes is when you have a box on top, you can't open the top of a box. So you just come over here and you can have this one underneath so you can actually get to your stuff that's not at the top. It opens up, voila. Drawers are really the only way to go when it comes to modular stuff. If you're gonna be using them, stacking them on top of each other and like trying to really work out of them, drawers, like you can't have enough. The action on this is also fantastic. These drawers come in and out very smoothly. There's no issues. They hold enough weight that that's not going to become an issue anytime soon for anyone. Now, as far as carrying goes, obviously you're going to need a system set up for whatever you carry. I'll show you guys that. It's one of the accessories at the end. I don't have a large box. I don't really care for those. It's not what I necessarily need. This one does have handles, however, which are fantastic. They're on both sides. They stop at a 90, which is great. You don't want it coming up because then you're just going to be smashing your hands when this is super heavy and you have to pick it up. Like if it folds up, you're crushing your hands. Nobody likes that. All right. A lot of details, a lot of little things on this box. If you look at the handle here, it actually says ToughBuilt, if you can see that. Little stuff like that makes the world go round sometimes, especially for us. Next up, we have the large toolbox, okay? The part number for this one, it is the TB-B1B50, okay? I like stuff like this a lot. This is also another piece that I waited for forever for with my Milwaukee pack out, but they didn't have it at the time. They just had the one with the handle. And for me, it didn't work because I wanted it in my van for organization. I love the big open toolboxes a ton. It's empty on the inside. This one is IP65 rated, so it is water resistant. And it says it right here on the front, which is fantastic. It has a handle in the front so you can pick it up like a suitcase. And it also has the handles on each side. So that way you have everything that you need to carry it. You can carry it upright, or if you want to toss all your tools around, you can carry it from the front too. The latch is fantastic. I didn't talk about it on the first one because the drawers are different. I love that it's the full size of this, right? It's a solid hand length. You know, you're not gonna be missing it. You're not gonna be trying for it. It has a little bit of texture on this yellow. Stuff like that is just cool. Stuff like that is just helpful for people who are trying to work. This has also got a 100-pound rating on it. And the inside is gonna be 18.7 by 13.6 by 10. They do have a box that is bigger than this that we'll show you in a minute. It's an XL, but for now, this one comes with the classic tray, okay? The tray, you guys know the tray. It's everywhere. It's great. It helps for little stuff like this when you put power tools in here to put some of your accessories there. But other than that, you know the deal. There's not a ton of details. It's a box, all right? It is what you make it to be, but it does come with this inside and it fits, and it does not fit in the middle, okay? It will fit on either side, but it is stuck to one side or the other. You cannot put it in the middle, which, no big deal. Next up, you guys know it, you love it. It's really simple, it's really easy, but it's the crate. Okay, this one here, there's nothing fancy, nothing special about it. It's got two holes on the side, just like any other crate. I do feel like the volume is significantly higher in this crate than it is in my Milwaukee. Okay, I don't know what it is. It might be a placebo effect. I don't know if it's taller, but it looks like the inside actually will carry more. I do like that there's holes in the bottom of this as well. So when you do get liquid in here, it drains. That part of it's cool. They're not very big. I'll show you guys if we can see it on the bottom here. It's just these little holes here. So it's actually, they're really difficult to see. There's 4 of them. There's one in each corner. That way you have liquid in here. It's gonna just go out. All right, perfect, great. That's what you want. The dimensions for this exact box here, that's gonna be 19 by 14 by 11. That's the internal, okay? The external, if you guys care about that, you guys can look it up, because I do not want to bore you with too many details. I want to get through these. I don't want to waste your time. Part number on this one is the X50. Nothing fancy, but it gets the job done, and everybody loves crates. This is the one we talked about earlier. This is the XL toolbox. This thing is sweet, okay? Like I said about the first box, waited for forever to get something like this. Now we've got it from ToughBuilt. Oh, God bless ToughBuilt. Now, handles are on the side. Again, they stop right here so you don't smash your fingers. That's fantastic. There is no handle on the front. Thank God. There's no reason for it, really, especially with the way everything's set up. This one is IP65 rated. It also has a 100-pound rating. The internals are 16.5 by 11.6 by 11.7. This is a great box. It's massive. It's great for large storage items like your SDS drills, all of the drill bits for those. It also comes with a crate, so you guys can actually put stuff in this, little accessories. You know how we feel about accessories. And in the same fashion, it does only sit on one side or the other. It will not sit flat in the middle. Now the box itself, of course, is empty. Great large toolbox option from ToughBuilt here. Now, this one here is definitely a little bit different option from the rest of them so far, you guys. I like this kind of box a lot. This is something I typically keep in the van. I keep special use stuff in there, some sort of drilling set, if it's concrete, if it's whatever. And that way, when I need to take it in, I take it in all at once. It has the handle in the front here and the handles on the sides. This is a smaller box. It's just called the toolbox. The part number on here, it's the B30. 75-pound rating on this one. It is IP65 rated, which is cool. But handle in the front. We open it up here. We have a couple different options, okay? This is one reason, again, like I said, why I like this, especially for special use stuff, because of the organizers in the actual thing, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get these out and take a look at them. We'll start with this, my left side, your right from the front. So on the top here, we're gonna get it out. It's this see-through bin. There are some organizers in here, so you can take these out. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with them. This is great. I love to use this type of organization, actually. But that one sits on top of this organizer here. Now, there's no lid on this one, and that is because it gets completely covered up by this. So it is, you have to have both if you're gonna do it, really. There's not a way to do just one. This one will sit on the bottom. This clear one will not sit flat on the bottom. So I like them both if I'm gonna use them. It works, it's great. It helps organize stuff like crazy. And then also, you can see these little lines here. These are gonna help support them. You'll see it later with one of the accessories, but you'll be able to hang this on the side if you want to in the future. On the other side, it's gonna be the same exact thing. We're not gonna waste too much time going through these, but we'll open this one up for you. Same thing here. Same thing on the bottom. These organizers also come out, so you guys can do with that what you please, but definitely a super cool option here with lots of storage. It doesn't make it all storage. You can take one side out and leave the other in if you prefer, but as you can see, it does still leave quite a bit of room for anything in the middle. This one can be useful for all kinds of stuff, but it does have enough room and enough depth in it for you to actually store some decent sized tools, a drill and an impact with every accessory you could possibly need. The internal measurements are going to be 18.7 by 13.6 by 5.4. So obviously you'll have to take into account whether or not you have the organizers on the inside or not. That'll take up some of your space, or it won't, but they don't take up too much without being able to actually fill them up with something. Now, this next one I'm so excited to show you guys. It's another one of my favorites. It's one of the things that I think, again, if you're gonna have modular tool systems, you almost have to have something like this next one. And this one is gonna be our final large box. You guys, this is a single drawer, okay? This is a D31, okay? Very, very similar to our last box, except it is a drawer, which is so fantastic, okay? Obviously, all the other things that are typically there. This one does have a 50-pound rating. Internally, it's 18.7 by 13.6 by 5.4. It is the exact size almost of that last box. It is only rated for 50 pounds, but it's also only a single drawer. And like I said, this will allow you to actually have this below like your crate or whatever it is. If we put the crate on top of here and we have stuff in here, in order to open it from the top, we'd have to take the crate off. Now with the drawers, we can just open it on up and it's good. It's done, it's there. We can just go back to living our lives and working. So we'll go ahead and show you guys the inside of this box now. As you guys can see, it's the same as the bottom box in the 3-drawer system. Now, it does come with 2 extra dividers in case you want to have all of them in there, but this makes it super customizable, super easy. I like the single drawer portion as well. I think it doesn't limit you to keeping all of the things. You can separate it. So if you have one drawer that you need to bring in for whatever job, you can bring in that one single drawer. If you're like me, I do service work, so sometimes I do low voltage. Sometimes I don't touch low voltage for like months. Sometimes I do a fire alarm system and I'm doing nothing but low voltage for like a year. So it really just depends on what you do. But if you're like me and you are in and out, you're using different stuff all the time, stuff like this makes it doable. This one here, great option from ToughBuilt. Now we're gonna go ahead and go through our half boxes and our organizers. We're gonna fly through them, give you all the details you need, try not to give you too much, and then we're gonna get to our accessories, which are so fantastic. I'm excited, let's go. Starting off with one of my favorites for the half boxes. This is the compact cooler. This thing's dope. I really like that they did the white. I give it a very Stormtrooper type of vibe. It's cool, it's different, you can tell it's a cooler, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool. This is the C60C, sure that stands for cooler. It does have a handle on the top here. Most of their handles from these systems, from the half boxes, are like this. They lay flat with this. There's some texture on this, it feels cool, it's a good handle. Obviously, they're not going to be incredibly heavy, but the dimensions on this one here internally are 8.2 by 13 by 10.6. It's a 75-pound rated box. It's obviously IP65 rated, so that's cool. You're not going to get anything in or out if you have water or ice in here. 16 quarts, 18 cans, 30 hours of cool, nice protection for your drink. They also have a full-size one. Obviously, still got the rails on the sides here on all 4 of them. Just like I said, all of the 4 sides here, even on the half boxes, have it. So you're not limited to using only whatever side it has it on. There's also a bottle opener here, which is just cool. This is, like I said, metal. It's solid, sturdy. With the half, we also have this new system. It's not new, it's the same. It's just smaller. It's great. It does have a tray up top that is removable. It's clear, really giving some lunch tote vibes, but it does move from side to side. You can keep this one in the middle as well. It actually will sit flush. You guys can see the different levels of what it will sit. Obviously, if it's flat, it'll sit better. But when we look at the inside here, it's obviously just empty. It's a cooler, but comes with this tray about a hand length deep. So that's great if you want to keep your stuff separated at all. Lock this one back. Same locking mechanism, same thing. It fits on all of the stuff super well. This one here is the compact toolbox. All of the stuff that's true about the cooler is true about this for the most part. It's a 75-pound rating as well. It's IP65 rated. The handle is the exact same as the last one. It's a little harder to see, so I'm glad we did the cooler first, but it pops up and it also just sits flat when you need it to sit flat. Those are it's the only handle on the actual box. You can get a hold of it here. Obviously, it's a smaller box. It's not going to be incredibly heavy, hopefully. And if it is, then don't make it so heavy. But you're going to. Everybody does it. 4 corners each have the railing on it. The internal dimensions are 9.1 by 13.5 by 11.6 internally. Now, when we open this one up, it does have a feature that is pretty fantastic, okay, that I like with this system. They have this made perfectly to fit these little trays here. So obviously, if you want the tray, you can have it, and it fits flush in here, and it covers it. It gives you so many different storage options. Now, if we remove that, you guys can see very similar to some of the other boxes that are this size. There are organizers down here at the bottom that come down right where the tray stops. The long divider in the middle is the main one that supports the rest of them. So these side dividers come out individually, side by side. I really like this one for keeping all kinds of stuff. I keep all of my big hammers and stuff, like my sledgehammers, all of the random 20-foot fish tapes that I have. It's like tools that are like oddly large, but I don't have a ton of them. I keep my MC cable stripper in this as well, typically in this style of box, which when I transfer all of my stuff over, I will be putting that in here. This one is called the tool bag, just the tool bag. It's great, it's very descriptive, but it's the S60C. All right, now, a couple of things about this. For one, if you lift this up, you can see there's a tape clip here, which is great. I love ToughBuilt's tape clips as well. But there's storage on this side here on the front. Then there's 3 storage pockets on the outside that are pretty large. You could fit some decent sized stuff in there. And then on this side here, it's not a handle, but there's a small piece of material here. I guess it is a handle. There are handles up top. So let's unzip it. Let's take a look on the inside here. It does fold up the same way that the boxes do, the half boxes. So when we fold it over, we take a look at the inside here, and we can see it does leave us a lot of storage, empty storage, with just a few pockets. There's 3 pockets on each wall here, and that's that, okay? They do stop a little bit short of the bottom because the bottom is the plastic. This is perfect for an SDS. It's perfect for, I don't think my bandsaw would quite fit comfortably in here, and I don't have the accessories to put in here, but something like this would be actually so perfect for an SDS. This is probably where my SDS is going now. How many times can I say SDS in a minute? Let's count. No, let's not. But I like that they're getting into the storage bag options too that fit on there. Now we are gonna knock these organizers out at the same time because they're very, very similar. We'll go with this top one first. It's the big one. It's just called the organizer, but the part number is 030. Great piece here. There's handles on both sides of this and in the front, okay? It does have a 75-pound rating, and it's IP65 rated, so you have the weather protection. But we'll go ahead and open it up here. Now, what I really love about this particular box, okay? We'll go ahead and unlatch it so we can show you guys just what I'm talking about. But the yellow and the black separation here is fantastic. I like that you can remove all of these yellow organizers without removing the black. This means that if you take all these out, you can still keep the half bottom down there, or you can take it out. It comes out by this long one. This long one's the one that secures all of these vertical organizers here. So you can even change it all the way out and just take all these out and just have this one. Now, the reason that that is exciting, the reason that that's good is because if you try to do that with these yellow ones, they're just gonna flop around in there as soon as they get loose. I'm sure that they do secure when you put them in here and actually close the lid. However, we all know how life is sometimes. It's a little funny, and things like to fly around when they're not supposed to. Okay, so let's see if we close this and we move these, like we're turning it upside down, the yellow pieces aren't moving when it's closed. But the moment that you open this, these are no longer secure. Now, these also have a lip on them, by the way, which is cool. Part of the ToughBuilt system. They have the lip on them so you can hang them on the sides with one of the accessories. It's coming up. I do love how deep these organizers are. I like the way that they fit in here. Again, my favorite portion of this is the fact that they have the black part in here and it's removable so you can have the entire thing empty if you want, which obviously is not what you want if you have an organizer. you're looking to organize. Now, the small one has some features that are cool. It doesn't have the railing. It's the only one that doesn't have the railing on the side that is a full size of the box. It is IP65 rated, which is fantastic, but this is the low profile organizer. The part number for this one's gonna be the 010. Now, the difference with opening this one up here is that the front of this, normally it pulls up. This one pushes down. Now, the handle is solid here, okay? It's not moving, it's not fluctuating at all. I like that and I hate it. It's gonna be great for this, but at the same time, it's gonna be really annoying if I need that extra couple inches to squeeze this somewhere when all my other boxes don't do that. Now, let's go ahead and open it up and see, again, what the organization is like. Now, very, very similar setup to a lot of the boxes, organization boxes that we see. There's two compartments. They're split in the middle by this black section that's open. There's four major boxes. There's one long one at the bottom. They come out. They, again, secure with the side. The side over here has 4 organizers in these main pockets. These do move. You can put them in the long ones as well. So we'll do that real quick, show you. So if you want more organization in your longer bins, you can do that. And if you aren't gonna use the organization, I would get a different box completely. So it doesn't make sense to not have these in here. But if you're weird and that's what you're looking for, it does have this black organizer that's completely stuck in here. It's not moving anywhere. Same side, same thing for the other side. There are these little bump outs here to hold the things in place so they don't move. So we'll go ahead and place these 2 in here. So you can do 2 at a time. You can do the bottom 2, you can do the top 2 alone. They don't move. And you can also do just the bottom one alone. That portion of it is like, thank God. Thank God somebody did it. So you can actually take them out. If you don't want them in there, you can. This is probably my favorite low profile organizer ever out of any of the systems that I've seen so far. All right, now with the accessories, I've brought out an extra little helper here, the XL toolbox, so you guys can actually see how these fit. Now we do have 7 of these, so again, I'm not gonna kill it, but this is some of the most exciting stuff about this. Okay, this is on my left side right here, your right from the front here. In order to pop this off, all you have to do is push on the silver part here, okay? So if we push on the yellow part to pull out the actual thing that's holding the wire in, we can just push that up and it just pops out. Okay, so you can move this and customize it to fit whatever portion you want. The other thing that's really cool about this wire spool here is that you can do it on the front, the back, the sides, whatever it is, but this bar is actually adjustable. If I wanted to put it on the front, I just have to extend it out and it actually fits perfectly. It's got these little grooves in it right here for the actual thing. So it's just locks in like that. It's on the side right now. You can move these anywhere, anytime that you want. When we snap this in, it stays, it's great. But we put the cup in, we twist it one time, and it's solid, it's set, it's in there. I haven't gotten to test this cup out yet. The lid slides back and forth. Cup is a cup. I don't know how well it insulates, but I've not heard anything bad yet, so just put it in there, twist it. This is great because you can know that you can keep your drinks, your coffee hot in the morning. You can move it around and shake it and it won't fall off. There is no great way to carry a drink outside of this on the modular system, so you can't put it on or take it off with the cup in there. You have to put it in separate. It's super easy. Like I said, the silver part here, you just press that to release it. In order to snap all these on, they're incredibly fast and easy. They're all up and down on all 4 corners, so you can put these anywhere. Then on the other side here, we've got this fantastic railing. What this railing will really allow for you to do is for you to put all of your clips on there, all of that type of stuff. We'll move it up one so you guys can actually see. This one unlocks differently than the others. You just pull these little silver portions out here, and then we'll go ahead and get it snapped in. Because it's attached as one thing, so the mechanism's a little different. Now, you can see on the back of these yellow pieces here. There's this portion, and that portion just sits there nicely. You can see it's not touching the ground right now. It hangs in there, hangs nicely. So when you have your parts in your organization or whatever, you can throw up a couple different of these and it works. You also can put in the clips for your pouches through these. That way when you're moving from site to site, you can throw it on there, not have to wear it on your hip, not have to just throw it in a bucket or something strange, just right there, right where you need it to be. There's another great one here. I'm not gonna get this one out because I don't actually have my levels or anything long enough to really show you, but it's this holder here, so you can put it, one goes low, one goes high when you have it on a stack, and you're able to hold everything from large sledgehammers. You guys can see the axes up here. There's an axe, there's a shovel on this one. It carries, you know, all of your long levels that are incredibly hard to hold normally, are pretty easy to hold with these. You guys can see it. There's a bottom and there's a top. The top is a pass-through, so it just holds it from falling over. The bottom is it secures it, and it also has a bottom to it so it doesn't slip through, but all the way up to stuff like a huge sledgehammer, a shovel, whatever it is. Then our final accessory before we get to the last two, you guys, this one's a fun one here. It's something that I like. It's not necessary probably at all, but it helps, especially with the crate. I like to put this on top of the crate. This is a hardwood top, all right? Really matches the bamboo, if you ask me, which is something that which is cool. I didn't plan that, but it happened. But this one just snaps on the top here. To unlock it, it's a little bit different than the other mechanisms. There's some things here, you push them in and you just pull them up. Not a big deal, just different. It does have measurements on the bottom here, right? So obviously that's gonna be the thing that's facing you, but we've got centimeters at the top and inches at the bottom here, all the way up to 20 inches, 51 centimeters. I don't think I've used centimeters a day in my life. Part number for this is A10. It says ES, not sure if that's part of it or not. It does look like you can change out the surface as well with this middle screw. So if you need to replace the surface, you can. Just a fun little thing. So that way you can actually have some sort of workstation. That just allows you to have a nice, fantastic workstation on top of something. And again, I really like to put that on top of my crate. I usually have my crate up top, and that way I can carry bulk stuff and just keep that up there. I don't know. I like it. It's nice. There's probably better ways to do it. Always interested to hear what you guys use, how you use it. Now, our final two things are a little bit different. They're more carrying. They're not exactly things that go on it. They're things that store it. This one here is the in-vehicle storage. It's the shelves. I'm not sure for the life of me where I'm going to put these, and I don't want to unbox them yet because I haven't figured it out, but shelves are pretty self-explanatory. You guys can see they have a bunch of examples of it. And while it might not be the most exciting to like look at, there's not a ton of stuff that I can be like, oh, that's cool, because it's just storage. It's extremely useful. And if you have a van, you probably are gonna wanna get some stuff like this. They do have a 50-pound weight limit. I don't know how accurate that is, but it is something to note that you're not going to want to put probably your 100-pound boxes on there that are like probably like way heavier than 100, if I'm assuming correctly. And last but not least, my favorite carrying method, the only carrying method that I really use, because I talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't like the big boxes with the wheels because they just don't work for me. Then you have that big box at the bottom. You can't get to anything because all the boxes on top of it. I like this method. I work in a lot of factories with concrete floors. This is what I use. There are two wheels that lock. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's not the best for going upstairs, stuff like that. So if you're a stair guy, this is not the one for you, I promise. But if you're not a stair guy, if you're like me and you work in industrial facilities, then this is the one probably. If you like what I like. It is the T10. I love this system. I'm super excited to stress test it, to really figure out what it's made out of. But I have to say, this is really my first time looking at their StackTech stuff. I love their hand tools, you guys. And if you haven't, I did do a video on my favorite hand tools from them. So if you guys want to see what that's like, head up to this video here and watch this. Remember, you guys, it's all for his glory, and I'll see you guys on the next one.